Hey guys, I'm TheGamingLemon, back with another Minecraft Xbox 360 video. Today I'm going to be explaining what the new 1.2.3 major feature is, which is enchanting. I made this video because I got a lot of requests on me to explain enchanting, all the enchantments that there are, and how you can use enchantments to your advantage. So the feature enchanting is where you can simply power up your weapons, tools and armor to make them more useful. I'm going to switch over to PC gameplay right here. This is not the 360 version, and this may not what the 360 version will be 100% look like. But because enchanting is already on the PC version, I'm using it to demonstrate what it is to you guys. So to start enchanting your tools and weapons, first you need an enchantment table. To craft an enchantment table, you will need 2 diamonds, 4 obsidian blocks and a book. The crafting recipe is not necessary because, as you know, on the 360 version, it has a different type of crafting system. To use enchantment tables, you will need experience orbs. You receive experience orbs by killing any type of mob. The more XP that you have, the better power-ups you will receive. Once you get enough experience orbs, you will level up to level 1. The more levels you get in these experience orbs, the better your power-ups will be for your weapons. A recommendation before you start enchanting your weapons is to surround the enchantment table with bookcases like I'm doing in the video. It will enable you to get higher levels than 5, which is where they will become useful. There are a total of 50 levels for the enchantments for now, but later down the line it will change to 30 levels. As you guys will see in my gameplay video, the maximum level that I'm getting is 30 because in the 1.2.3 update they patch it so it's only 30 levels instead of 50. All the enchantments are rated between 1 to 5. Some enchantments only go up to 4, some only go up to 3, and some only go up to 1 and 2. It all depends on what enchantment it is. 1 being the worst and 5 of course being the best. Now I'm going to explain all the enchantments from armor, swords and bows and tools. So let's get into it right now. First I'm going to tell you what the armor enchantments are. The first one is protection. This is for all types of armor and it gets to a maximum of level 4. Protection is pretty simple. All it does is reduce the amount of damage that is taken, so it basically increases the usefulness of the armor. The next enchantment is fire protection, which again is for all types of armor. It goes up to level 4 again. Obviously it is protection against fire. It doesn't fully protect you, but it does reduce the amount of damage you gain from fire. The next enchantment is feather falling. This is only applicable to shoes and it goes up to level 4. This reduces the amount of damage that you get from falling from a higher altitude, so you can jump off mountains and you'll basically take less damage than you would do if you didn't have feather falling on. The next one is blast protection, which again is pretty self-explanatory. It is for all types of armor and goes up to level 4 again. It is protection against explosions of say TNT, which I guess could be useful, but let's go on to the next enchantment, which is projectile protection. This again applies to all types of armor and it goes up to level 4. This is protection against arrows and fireballs and also gas fireballs. Again, this doesn't completely reduce the amount of damage you get, but it does help. But the next enchantment is respiration. This only applies to the helmet and it goes up to level 3. This increases your breathing capacity so you can stay longer in underwater if you need to. However, this also increases the amount of damage that you gain when you have run out of breath underwater. And the final enchantment for armor is Aqua Infinity. This again only applies to the helmet and it only goes up to 1, so there's only one type of enchantment. Now this increases the underwater mining rate. You know, when you go underwater and you start mining, it takes about say 2 to 3 more times than it should do. This basically increases the time, so it's, you know, less painful mining stuff underwater. Okay, now we're going to start talking about swords enchantments. The first one is sharpness. This again goes up to level 5. This is the most basic one, it just does extra damage. The higher number you get, the more damage the sword will do. The next one is smite, which again goes up to level 5. This is extra damage to zombies, skeletons and zombie pigmen, so it's kind of a bonus damage thing, but only applies to zombies, skeletons and zombie pigmen. The next enchantment is Bane of Arthropods. This again goes up to level 5. This is extra damage to spiders and silverfish, so it's separate to smite, and again it is another damage bonus enchantment. The next enchantment is pretty interesting and pretty useful. This is knockback. It goes up to level 2. It knocks back mobs and players further. This is very helpful against creepers, as you guys will see. It's really helpful because it prevents them from blowing up anywhere around you, so it can prevent it from blowing up your house. The next enchantment is fire aspect. This goes up to level 2. When you hit a mob or a player, it lights the mob or player on fire. Pretty self-explanatory. The next enchantment is looting. This goes up to level 3. When you kill a mob, whether it be passive or non-passive, it has a higher chance of dropping more of the loot and rare items. So this will be pretty useful if you're trying to find food, because if you say kill a pig, it will drop more pork chops than it would do, which is pretty useful if you're running out on food. Those are all the enchantments for the sword section. The next enchantments we're moving on to is the bow. The first one is power, which goes up to 5, which of course is extra damage. Power is very useful because if you have like say a really high power, say 4 or 5, you can basically kill a pig or a cow in one hit. That is of course if you pull the bow back all the way like a critical hit, which is very useful and it saves a lot of arrows. The next one is punch, which goes up to 2. This is basically knockback, but this time it's for bows. It knocks back mobs and players. The next enchantment is flame, which goes up to 1. This sets arrows, mobs and players on fire. So you could shoot an arrow at a piece of wall and it will light the piece of wall on fire, which is quite useful and quite interesting. There was only 4 enchantments in the bow section, not a lot, but the final one is infinity, which is number 1. This one is very useful. It's unlimited shots with a single arrow. So you can have one arrow and have unlimited shots with the bow, which is very useful. But that does not mean that the bow durability does not run out. It still runs out, in case any of you were wondering. Now the final set of enchantments is for tools. All these enchantments are applicable to all tools, whether it be a pickaxe, axe and a spade. There are no enchantments for hoes at the moment, but the first enchantment is efficiency, which goes up to level 5. This is where you can mine blocks a lot faster and it is very helpful. When you get this at number 5, you can literally mine blocks in an instant underground, so it's very useful. It's like being in creative mode, it's that quick. The next enchantment is one of the most useful set of enchantments in the tools section. This one is Silk Touch, which goes up to level 1. When mining a block, it will pick up the exact block rather than the block that you should be mining. So for example, if you mine stone, it will pick up stone rather than cobblestone, and if you mine coal, it would pick up coal ore rather than coal. The next enchantment is Unbreaking. This goes up to number 3. Pretty simple. This enchantment basically means that your tool will last longer. The higher the level is, the higher the durability. The final enchantment is Fortune, which it goes up to level 3. This multiplies the amount of items that you mine from a block. So for example, if I mine diamonds, which I'm doing here, it has a chance of giving me more than one of the diamond. You guys will see that I placed 3 diamond ore blocks here, and I got 8 diamonds in total, which is a massive help when mining diamonds. I'd say Fortune and Silk Touch is the best out of the tool section, but that's just my opinion. But anyway guys, that is my in-depth guide of enchanting, just so you guys will be ready when the 1.2 update is out. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do leave a like, I really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new here for more Minecraft Xbox 360 content. Please do leave a comment on any requests of any videos you guys want me to explain for the next update so you guys can be prepared. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Lemon out.